The problem with thinking. Our greatest asset and our biggest weakness is our ability to think. Our collective brains have transformed our understanding of the world and the way we live, but sometimes our individual brains have a hard time fitting into the collective. We all must find our own ways through life in a world paved by other people's thoughts and creations. Quite often they don't align with our own. Some of us are intensely logical, while others are overtly emotional, but we all must figure out how to live with each other. The challenge is that there are over 8 billion of us on Earth, and to organize everyone, we had to create religions, governments, educational systems, healthcare systems, and corporations. It has been an evolution of bureaucratic organization created by a handful to service billions, but the systems are starting to break down as the sheer number of people increases. We have more people than ever, all with their own opinions, higher expectations, and typically less personal accountability. We can now share what we think before we get a chance to think about it, and everyone in the world can see it instantly. Sharing your stream of consciousness is rarely a good idea, but it is entertaining, controversial, and thought-provoking. So people do it, and others pay attention to it. In many instances, people manage to create a disconnect between their inside voice, their online self, and their in-person reality. I have noticed an ever-growing problem of stress and anxiety in people as they try to figure out how to navigate their healthcare system while listening to the thoughts and stories of millions of other individuals. We have become overly connected, impatient, overwhelmed, greedy, intolerant, and less happy in a time when everything is awesome, all because we think too much. I think way too much. I wrote this book to slow my thoughts down and take the time to process the experiences I've been a part of over the past 40 years. My brain bounces around to 4 different topics within the first 3 minutes of my morning shower, which can be both productive and exhausting. Thoughts rattling around in my head need to be processed to put me at ease, but I don't always have the time or the ability to work through them properly, and the result is a feeling of stress in my body. My body holds my brain's stress, and my emotion becomes a physical tension. If you ask anyone close to me, they will tell you that I am a casual, laid-back guy who rarely projects stress, but I have discovered it simply manifests as headaches and tension in my hips and jaw. I am thinking my body into hurting. As a physiotherapist, I work with an endless stream of people coming in to address their chronic physical pain. I am also tasked with the additional challenge of helping them discover how much of it is in fact a product of their own making. Most people are open to the idea of seeking help for their physical body by visiting physiotherapists, chiropractors, and massage therapists, but are resistant to talking with a counselor about the issues causing them stress. Opening the mental can of worms can be a deeper dive than some people are ready for, so visiting a healthcare professional for a physical tune-up every few weeks becomes their strategy to deal with their stress. For some people, this strategy works fine, but for others, the stress-based tension building in their bodies is greater than a physical therapist has the capacity to work out. I try my best to address the physical needs of my clients and help them function in their busy lives, but I also teach them how to listen for and understand the messages of their bodies, for them to appreciate how stress and anxiety create the tension they hold. Anxious worry tends to churn people's small intestines into knots and places a weighted pressure feeling on their chests. Stress and anger tend to cause people to tighten up their necks and shoulders and sometimes brace their upper stomach areas. A visceral reaction to your emotions is a normal response, but not understanding what you feel in your body is stressful and creates a vicious cycle of discomfort and pain. It is important to meet a person where they're at in their journey with pain, by hearing their concerns, providing them some relief, educating them on what is normal, and what needs more of their attention. Just because you can think doesn't mean you do it well. Thinking gets us into trouble because we each do it our own way and tend to spend too much time basking in one of 3 areas: the past, the present, or the future. I believe that a person's general happiness hinges on how well they balance their ability to enjoy the moment, learn from their past, and plan for their future. A history of trauma tends to anchor a person's subconscious in the past, while overly scheduled, busy lives manage to zoom a person's conscious awareness only into the worries of the moment, preventing them from effectively moving forward. It is easy to get caught into a thinking trap through no fault of your own, which is why it is important to have people in your life who you trust to help you look more objectively at your own mental and physical health. A good friend, counselor, or physical therapist may be the one to get you out of your head and challenge you to take control of your stress, mobility, and general health.